What do you think about the war in the Middle East? This is what I do think about the war in the Middle East. Right before you came in, what I said is you got the war in the Middle East going on between Israel and Palestine. You got the Russia situation. You got the China situation. We're on the brink of nuclear war. You got cyber attacks. You got different cyber attacks on a country that's able to infiltrate our infrastructure. You got fucking UFO spottings everywhere. There might be aliens. You got all this shit going on around the world, and still somehow white folk find a way to kill black people. Still somehow cops found a way to make time to say, hey, we know we got COVID-19, one of the worst viruses known to man. It just came out that this shit might have been man-made and the biological warfare. You got all this shit going on, and you still have white cops that have found a way with everything that's going on to still fit in killing black people. That's still part of the agenda, baby. We can make time for that. I don't know. I don't really have time to think about what I think about the Middle East. I did a live stream on that earlier before I seen this video of another one of my brothers being slaughtered. But what I think of the Middle East is I think we should mind our business, and we got enough of our own problems that we should be trying to handle, and that's those people problems over there. My heart and my blessings and my prayers go out to the Palestinians. I hate the fact that they're being occupied, but I know what it is to feel it like and to be occupied by a country, because if you haven't noticed, black folk in America are being occupied by the fucking police, right? So my heart and my prayers go out to the Palestinians, and I stand on the side of there should be a two-state solution. Palestinians deserve to have their freedom, and I hope justice reigns out. I believe Netanyahu is close to becoming Hitler, which is crazy because what Hitler and the Germans did to the Jews are on the brink of becoming the Germans to the Muslims, right? It seems like they're trying to ethnic cleanse them, and it seems as if they're trying to commit a genocide against these people. They keep trying to yell out and say that the Muslims don't want the Jewish state to exist, but it really is starting to look like the Jews don't want the Muslims to exist, and Netanyahu is on the brink. He's very close of becoming a Stalin or a Hitler. Exactly what the Germans did to the Jews, it looks like Netanyahu is all but so willing to do to the Muslims, which is kind of fucking ironic if you really think about it. Don't the U.S. have to help Israel in the war against Palestine? Nah, the U.S. don't have to help Israel in the war against Palestine. The U.S. job should be diplomatic, right? That's the only, in my opinion. The U.S. don't have to. The U.S. don't have to do shit. You could tell the U.S. don't have to do shit because they don't do shit for their own people. They don't do shit for us. So what the U.S. don't have to do? If you ain't got to do shit for your own people, you damn sure ain't got to do nothing for nobody, no other people, right? If you ain't gonna do nothing for your own people, ain't no way you got to do nothing for other people. So no, they don't have to do shit. Now, if they are going to get involved, they should only be diplomatic and try to bring some peace to resolve that. You can't just throw money at it, right? We've given Israel what, $3.1 billion, over $3 billion each year in aid, right? We've given them troops. I don't know what's this thing with Israel. My thing is America, Joe Biden is a Catholic and believes in Mother Mary full of grace, the Lord is with thee, and believes in Jesus Christ as the Son of God and all this Catholic shit. The Jews don't even believe in Jesus. So I don't know what's this hard on that America has with this shit with Israel, right? Jews don't even believe Jesus is the Messiah. Jews don't even believe our book. That's the crazy shit. Everybody's talking about this could be a religious war because America and people like Biden, they trying to get the second coming, the Antichrist, the rise, and the second coming of the Messiah. I don't know if everybody knows this, but the Jews don't believe that Jesus was the fucking Messiah, and they don't even believe that Christ ever came yet. They're still waiting for the first coming. And secondly, and thirdly, and fourthly, their book is totally different from our book. They don't believe in and read the King James Version or no other version, New Living Translation, or none of the other versions of the Bible. Their Bible, their holy book that they, I forget the name of it, but their holy book is completely different from what we read, right? They're, the Torah, yeah. I think is the Torah, is that the name of it? The Torah is totally different from the Bible. They don't believe shit we believe in. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Joe Biden or Donald Trump or any other white president. These motherfuckers got mental health issues and are retarded. Jews do not believe in your God. So all this shit about you, if the Jews were to bring back God and you were waiting to start a holy war so Christ can return, it ain't gonna be the Christ you thinking about, Joe Biden, or any other Catholic or Baptist or Pentecostal in the country. Y'all are fucking stupid and ignorant. The Christ, whatever Messiah they're trying to bring back ain't the Messiah in the King James Version. It's a completely different Messiah. So I don't know why the hell we're so hard up on protecting and standing in line with Israel. It don't matter what the hell I believe. Whether I believe in Jesus or not, it is irrelevant to everything that we're talking about. It has really no relevance in these topics. But what I will say is whether I believe in Jesus or not does not change the outlook I have. If I believe Jesus, I believe that Israel is in the wrong, in my opinion. They have been occupying these people for decades. I don't know what the hell the Palestinians may have did. Maybe they was in the wrong a century ago, or maybe they was in the wrong, decades ago. But now in this conflict, in this situation, you have Israel, who has provoked the Palestinian people who they have been occupying, by the way, for decades now. And then once the Palestinian people responded, it was like, oh, we have to protect Israel has the right to exist. We have to protect ourselves. They're sending missiles, even though they have the Iron Dome, right? So they use that as an excuse to go full force, and they are basically terrorizing these people. To me, at this point in the current state that Israel is in, and Netanyahu, to me, I see them as terrorists. I don't know no other word for them. Right, I see them as terrorists. On the Palestinian side, they have been calling and asking for the ceasefire, and Netanyahu has disregarded that and denied the ceasefire. So in this case, Israel is the aggressors. Right, this shit could have been handled a long time ago. Is give those people land so they can exist. Right, let these people have their own sovereignty and move the fuck on. You got enough, right? You got enough. What more you want? So it's hard when you got somebody, a group of people or a side that is greedy and wants complete, total control and wants everything. So I would just say, to me, Israel is the aggressors, and I stand on the side of the Palestinian people. It is encouraging to see actual people in Congress paying lip service to actually kind of denouncing Israel and calling out. But this shit is kind of spilling over to America, because right in New York, in Times Square, there was protesters on the Palestinian side in America and the Jewish side, and they were getting into fights, fisticuffs, over the shit that's going on in Israel. I don't know why Israel has its claws and its fangs so deep into America, but as you can see, even the shit that's going on in Israel is enough to cause a rift in this country, which just lets you know how weak we are as a people. I'm not even talking about the government and shit like that. Everything can divide us. Everything that happens can turn us against one another. We're just looking for the next event. Everybody in this country is so willing to be divided. Really can't wait for the next thing to divide. At this point, with what's going on in Russia, with what's going on in China, with the government basically coming out now and basically admitting to creating, bio warfare, right? Doing these bio experiments in labs and creating these super viruses, and it seems that one of them has escaped, which may be this COVID-19 thing. There's a strong possibility that this has been created in the goddamn lab. And even if this wasn't created in the lab, and this particular one didn't come from a lab and escape, they got ones that are even worse than at 15% mortality rates. Right? Think about the damage COVID did. Killed over 3 million people around the world and count, and it's got less than a 1% mortality rate. They got shit that's sitting in the lab right now with a 15% death rate. Imagine if something like that got out. Right? Imagine if something like that got out. Remember, COVID doesn't even have a 1% mortality rate, if I'm remembering correctly, but they have super viruses right now sitting in labs that have 15% mortality rates. So even if COVID-19 wasn't created by a man and got out, they got plenty other viruses that make COVID-19 look like a fucking child's play, and at any moment can be unleashed on the population. So again, it's so many bigger fish to fry and things to look at, but over their racism and hatred is blinding. Over hatred and racism, people are so blinded that they can't even see through it's the next move on the chessboard. You don't have to look that many moves ahead. It's the next move. Just get out of your racist shell, get away from your hate for 1 second and say, oh, that's the real enemy. Me and my people ain't the motherfucking enemy. You've been sitting here occupying us and fucking brutalizing us and locking us up for injustice. You've been doing injustice to us for goddamn hundreds of years, and they never stopped setting us up. Right? If it ain't a crime there, you're gonna create one over penalizing us. But they can't. I'm telling you, man. Really, this country is 70% white folk. So when shit hits the fan and then everybody come for them, they go into what? Look at us for help. Oh, fight beside us. The Negroes will help us. I'm good enough. You thinking that I'm gonna be good enough to allow I'm not allowing my children to join no motherfucking service. I'm good enough to spill my motherfucking blood and die for your freedoms and your rights. But as soon as everything's over, I'm not good enough for you to stop. Hey man, can you stop putting us in cages for nonviolent offenses and stop beating and killing us in the street? If my blood is good enough to protect your white ass, then my blood should be good enough for you to treat me with some motherfucking respect and some decency and some common courtesy and a fair shake. Right? If my blood is good enough to spill, to die for you, then my blood should be good enough for you not to hate. You should love my blood. You should love my people blood. If our blood is good enough to spill to keep your freedoms, then I don't see how in the hell the blood that's running through my veins ain't good enough for you not to hate. That's what I would tell white people. You leaving the planet, yeah, you might be right. Be careful what you ask for. That can happen. I just showed you a video of 2 people who left the planet earlier tonight. Be careful what you ask for. I just showed you 2 people who left. They got up out of here. It wasn't on their own will, but they left the planet. I don't know about leaving the planet. I kind of like the planet. It's kind of like the only one we can survive on that's known to me anyway, and logically, just having common sense. This is kind of like the only planet that I know that was able to sustain the shit that I like to do, which is life. I like to live. It's able to sustain my oxygen. It's able to give me good drinking water. It's able to produce some food that I can actually eat. I don't know about leaving the planet, right? I don't know about that. There ain't no guarantee that if you made it to another planet, if that was possible, that it's gonna be any better than this one, right? There ain't no guarantee. So why not try to make the most of the planet we got? It's almost a guarantee that it ain't gonna be better, right? Every planet that we're capable of reaching and getting to is harsh, right? It doesn't sustain human life, or if it is going to sustain human life, it's going to be a very harsh life. The average human being is not going to make it, right? If you like me and we sitting on these goddamn YouTube and on the internet, and we got our phones and our gadgets and our laptops and shit and cameras, that type of human being is not going to be able to make it on, let's say, Mars. Like to go get cappuccinos and lattes and frappuccinos and shit, right? Like to go shop at Costco and Walmart and just pull up at a drive-through, right? These are not the people that are going to be able to survive. So to be able to survive on another planet, I would feel and figure it would only be reasonable to think that you would have to be able to survive in some of the harshest environments on Earth. And then maybe you would have a chance of survival on another planet. But if you were not able to survive on the harshest elements of Earth, then there's no way you're going to be able to survive alien planet, which means you're not familiar with. I'm gonna live on the sun. Yeah, you go do that. That might be where it's meant for you. It might be meant for you to live on the sun. I wish you luck, man. Hey, let me know when you're going. I'll try to help you get there. I'll do all I can to put you there, homie. If that's the type of mindset that you got, that might be what's best. It might be the best thing for this planet. You go ahead and make your exploration to the sun. Let me know how it turned out for you, man. Hey, man, much love to everybody who came through, man. I invited anybody to come up on the live stream panel if they decided to, man. I thought I'd come and do the stream tonight because, I wanted to do it, man. I want to say YouTube for trying to oppress and depress my goddamn channel. I'm starting to think that it's a black thing. They say when all else fails, you go to the race card, man. Anytime we're talking about what these pigs are doing to us, and anytime we're speaking the truth to power, and anytime we're putting on blast what's actually happening in the world, this is the channels that YouTube choose to oppress. Right? They choose to oppress, they choose to suppress channels like mine that's talking about what else is there to talk about. What you want me to talk about? They want me to be a tap dancing nigga. They want, as long as you're a tap dancing nigga on YouTube, they'll boost your channel, right? Everybody get your notifications, everything good. As soon as you decide to stop tap dancing and talk about some shit of some substance and some relevance, something that's intellectually stimulating, they decide to shut your whole shit down. And I'm noticing that. So, at this point, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm going to do, man. Like I say, it ain't going to be no use or no fun for me to actually, if I can't create the type of content I want, and plus I'm evolving. Like when I first started on YouTube and I was trying to get monetized, it was one thing. And, the channel used to be called The Portal. I still go by The Portal, man. We still do portal type shit here. But as a creature, I like to think I'm evolving, but YouTube don't like evolution, it seems like. Like, the things that I used to do when I was a child in this YouTube game, when I was just a babe, right? I put away the childish things, and now I'm starting to it's just too much important shit to go on not to want to be able to give my input. Plus, maybe my children could come back and see this and, who knows, whatever the case is. It's kind of like a legacy, right? All these videos, if they decide, I would tell people to also try to save your own content, right? This is something your children have, even when you're gone, it's like you're not. And just, this will give people a chance to step inside my mind. So if something happens to me and people don't have to go and listen to other people, what they say about me, you can know for yourself. You say, nah, I know how that nigga think. think. Why did I call it the portal? That's a whole nother long story, man. Maybe we get on that subject on the next live stream. Unfortunately, we have ran out of time tonight. I appreciate you coming through. Who else we got in here that came through tonight? On everything, I appreciate you coming through. Amaze Tarot, I appreciate you coming through. And we out. Peace.